Modern life often produces a persistent feeling of isolation. We picture humanity as a solitary observer, drifting through an immense and silent void. This sense of emptiness stems from a specific conceptual flaw. We tend to view the origin of meaning as a distant, isolated event, a single shout at the beginning of time that eventually fell silent. This linear framework traps us. If the source of all things is fixed at the start of a timeline, every passing second carries us further away, leaving us to live in the quiet, fading aftermath of creation. Treating the divine as a completed past event creates a gap between the present moment and ultimate meaning that no amount of time can bridge. But this assumes that once a sound is made, it must dissipate into nothingness. What if that initial shout never actually stopped? The divine presence behaves less like a memory and more like an ongoing physical phenomenon. It is an eternal echo. We can see this through the mechanics of reverberation. A primary sound wave strikes a surface, fractures, and maintains its energy by bouncing through a space, rather than dying out immediately. This acoustic reality mirrors the spiritual one. The energy of creation functions as a continuously reverberating frequency that stays in motion. Under this framework, the source is no longer an artifact to be excavated from history. It is a live frequency occupying the room you are standing in right now. Every echo starts with a source, the singular, profound injection of energy into the void. However, an echo requires a medium. In a true vacuum, a sound wave has nothing to act upon and vanishes instantly. Resonance requires dense surfaces to reflect the energy. In the cosmic chamber of the universe, those surfaces are time, physical space, and the sequence of human history. The interconnectedness of the natural world and human action provides the friction to keep the wave bouncing. These boundaries trap the energy within our reality. As history unfolds, every new era adds another wall, propelling the frequency forward. The physical universe provides the necessary acoustic architecture to sustain this divine resonance. Yet, a frequency only practically exists if there is a receiver present to process the vibration. Human consciousness acts as the biological and spiritual receiver in this cosmic system. This explains those moments of the numinous, the sudden, overwhelming sense of awe or connection that arrives without warning. While a purely materialist view categorizes these feelings as neurological errors or chemical glitches, the acoustic model suggests a different origin. The smooth line represents the steady, eternal echo. The jagged line is the chaotic human mind. Usually they vibrate differently. In moments of awe, our erratic frequency shifts, locking into phase and synchronizing perfectly with the universe. This alignment makes human awe the empirical, felt evidence of the eternal echo being successfully heard. This model moves us away from the traditional search for the divine through pilgrimages, historical research, or visits to specific holy sites. Seeking a destination is a logical error when the subject is omnipresent. You cannot travel toward something that is already occupying every coordinate in space. If the presence is an ongoing broadcast, the primary task is not seeking, but tuning, adjusting internal perception to match the signal that is already present. When the divine is understood as a reverberating frequency, the concept of spiritual distance becomes obsolete. Tuning in requires cultivating a profound internal stillness. A subtle frequency cannot be heard over a receiver that is already saturated with noise. Modern life offers a deafening static of digital distraction, yet beneath that surface noise, the steady, quiet hum of the eternal echo remains constant. Mundane environments, from transit to the home, function as resonant chambers, continually vibrating with the energy of that first cause. We are not alone in a silent void. Our very consciousness is an instrument, vibrating with the same origin that gave rise to everything.